Battlefield 6's launch has brought a ton of new people to the franchise for the first time. So whether you're a returning veteran, a brand new player, there's lots of things to discover in this game, whether it is just simply options menus and what have you. And in this video, I'm going to crack open a lot of those things for you so you can better access the game. This won't necessarily be about, hey, this is the best way to play. It's more about turning on things in the options menu, navigating the server browser, understanding how your character's progression and unlocks work so that you can best access all of the things that Battlefield 6 has to offer. In my typical fashion of upfronting the knowledge of my videos, it's a little difficult to do with a list type of video. So take a look at the chapters about the timeline and the description. If any of those chapters interest you, just simply navigate ahead to any part of the video that interests you the most. If you've taken a look at all those and nothing really interests you, then please feel free to go ahead and shut the video down. I want to be respectful of your time. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch, where you can find me playing Battlefield 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. By the time this goes up, I'm doing one more giveaway on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. So jump on in to win a copy of Battlefield 6 for Steam. But let's get started here on the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to beginners, for beginners, with beginners in mind in Battlefield 6. So to start us off, let's bring ourselves over to the options screen. And here we're just going to turn two things on. They're pretty simple, but they do help quite a bit. So if we go to the options in the gameplay tab right here, we're going to come down a little bit into infantry and we're going to see two features. Crouch toggle sprint is default set to stand. Here's what that looks like. So if I'm crouched and I go to sprint, my character stands back up. And if I stop, I'm still standing. Now, what I like, and this allows me to be a little bit more tactical, even though I'm terrible, crouch toggle sprint, I switch that to crouch. What this is going to do is enable me to crouch down, hold shift to sprint or whatever button to sprint. And then when I stop, I'm like still crouched. So you will have to manually uncrouch yourself, but this allows you to go from cover to cover in crouch sprint. Now, the other option that I recommend that you do is a pretty simple one. By default, double tap crouch for sprint slide, meaning if I'm sprinting and I press C or crouch forever, I'm just going to simply go ahead and go up and down. I have to double tap it. That's the default to slide. I don't like that. I like kind of more of, unfortunately, a Call of Duty feel because I've been playing it for so many years now at this point. Now this, I set that to off. This allows me to just simply sprint, press crouch once, and then I slide. A real simple two sets of options that you can configure that are going to give you a lot more, I guess, flexibility when you are playing in Battlefield 6. Now, another big thing is your weapons. You're going to be customizing them. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff. But if you're just jumping into the game, you probably pre-ordered, you maybe got the Phantom Edition, maybe you've been watching Twitch for Twitch drops. There's all sorts of things that are going to give you basically, if you're coming from Call of Duty, I'm going to call them blueprints, right? Those kind of pre-generated, customized weapons that had access to customizations that you didn't quite have unlocked yet. So you see right here, I've got the L10 or the L110. I've got also the M60 Huntsman. That comes, I think, with it's either a Twitch drop or with one of the other many rewards that are out there. If I click this and equip it, cool. But if I press X to modify, it's also X on a controller. I can see that I actually just can't use the standard edition Huntsman. I have to press modify to bring up basically all of the standard editions, factory it says right here, and then these are the blueprints if you're using Call of Duty terminology. This will then allow you to then press customize on this one, and now I can tweak whatever I want on the quote unquote blueprint version of the gun. Now you have to keep in mind, if you have no unlocks for it, you just simply need to use the gun. This is unlocks at M60 Mastery 4. Just use the gun and you'll get those unlocks. But let me just kind of give you an example of a gun that I have been using quite a bit. This is the L110, what is default for the support, right? Here's the factory edition, but you can see I've got the hatchet. Oops, I've got the hatchet right here. I'm going to go ahead and double click that or just select it on console, then press X on everything. And then from there, I can further customize it. This is already pre-customized to how I like it. So I've swapped off the optics for a different optics. I've added a foregrip, all sorts of things. So this ability to customize your blueprints, as it were, is really important. And it's weirdly nested, right? It's like, okay, you have to customize and then re-customize again, and then equip it. So make sure you are customizing any of the blueprint or default weapons that have been unlocked with any of the additions of Battlefield 6 that you've got. On that same note though, we've customized, let's play around with some things. What you'll notice on the, well, I guess right around where my head is, you'll see that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and move. If I press this, just tapping it. If you're on a console, here, let me turn my controller back on. If I'm on console here, I can go ahead and, let's see, just press down the right thumbstick, R3 as it were. It's gonna bring up all this information on the gun. So all this information over here is gonna tell me, hey, here is my fire modes, here is my reload time, my muzzle velocity, my ADS time. These two right here are gonna be your most important because you're gonna care the most about your muzzle velocity and you're gonna care the most about your ADS time. If you're playing recon a lot and you're gonna be doing a lot of headshots, you're gonna care about this one right here, the headshot multiplier. So you look at this menu because when you're taking a look at doing any kind of customization, so let's take a look at the foregrip. I'll move once I kind of select one here. Perfect. Let's look at vertical. So yeah, I'm like a weatherman right now. I'm live streaming, so this is why I'm doing this. The grip pod, as you can see, it says 367 for my ADS. If I move over to vertical, you can notice that this is now red. You're going to be seeing some rain over here through Bakersfield. And if you're living there, you're going to want to move immediately because who the fuck lives in Bakersfield? Now that drops to 433, right? So I want that information. If I'm not looking at it and I don't understand this, it's because I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, what does that little eyeball mean? Well, I'll press C on PC, I'll press R3 on a console, and then I'll get that, okay, this is really going to drastically lower my ADS time, but you will get all of the other benefits up here. This is all typical thing of knowing, like, red and green of the benefits or the penalties of swapping those customizations, but getting this detailed breakout so that you know what's going to increase ADS time, because I would argue ADS time is probably one of the most important stats as you run and gun through the majority of the game, especially if you're playing any kind of CQB, anything like that. So make sure you are taking advantage of this detailed breakout for your weapons so you know what kind of attachments you need. These next few tips are going to work hand in hand. So for one, you're going to see on the left side of the screen, we're going to go down to multiplayer. What you'll notice in the multiplayer screen is, of course, your server browser right here, but then on the top, in the upper right corner, you're going to see XP boost. Those coming from any other first-person shooter or other battlefields will know how these work. But I'm going to click this or access it on console, and I can see I've got a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and a 60-minute boost. These are going to give me benefits in that I will get double experience towards my career or double experience towards hardware. Hardware is basically any weapon or gadget, mastery, anything like that that's affixed to a character. Career is this, but this right here, your overall career rank. So you've got that. Now, what you'll also notice too is you get modifiers, 5% for having just simply Battlefield 6 owned, which I don't understand. How do you not have that active? And then joining a party will give you a 5% modifier as well. What you can do with these then is you activate them. Let's say you're going to play a particularly long play session. You're going to be sitting down for a half hour or for a full hour. Lock in one of these and just get the benefit. But how can you really capitalize on this? Let me give you to my next tip, which is EXP servers. So what you're going to want to do here is come to the community tab right below multiplayer, and you're going to see browse servers. Now, I don't recommend this way of playing because what it's going to do is it is going to allow you to get experience at a much faster rate than you would just simply playing the game. If you do this, it will probably give you bad habits. So I just want to give you that warning up front. You'll see something like this, Fast Exp Farm. It's usually on Manhattan Bridge. And I'm going to press, you can see right there, it says EXP info. And if I look at that on a console, I'm either going to press X on PC or X on console. And you'll see that this has all career progression and other progression as well. And it says right here, here's our Fast Exp Farm lobby. Focus on standing in capture points and killing bots to stack up tons of experience. Use support supply bag to keep ammo stocked up. So when you'll join one of these servers, there's bots everywhere. You can kill the bots and you'll take tons of damage. You just sit on points and you just kind of constantly rack up EXP. You leave the server at any point and you will get the experience you've accumulated, but you will not get the match and bonus experience. You can sit there for a long time and just simply go through this, but it's entirely up to you. I figure I'm just going to bring it up because it's going to be exposed tons of different ways through Reddit articles, content creators, so on and so forth. So this is how you can do it. But like I said, I'd recommend just simply popping one of those boosts and going and playing the game. You'll have way more fun rather than sitting in a lobby, killing bots, getting bad, bad habits learned, and then jumping into a game just getting worked. So play the game how you want. You spend your fucking money, but that's the way that you would experience farm in Battlefield 6. Now, one thing I do recommend you use the server browser for is learning how to fly. Look for something that says jet and helicopter training, one or the other. Might be one, might be the other. Usually it's something like Operation Firestorm or Liberation Peak. Those are two of the ones that are usually like this. So we'll go ahead and join this one. Maybe we'll join that one. And once we join it, we should be able to fly a plane of some sort. Sometimes, depending on the actual capacity size, it'll be too jammed up and you can't join them. But just let me show you an example here. You'll usually have, this gives me a chance to actually like deploy. Okay, yeah, select class, cool. And then we'll press continue. You can see there's tons of slots. So this allows you to try all different vehicles out, not just simply flying ones. There are some specific experiences or game modes that are just simply flying. So now, you know, we can jump into a helicopter and watch me just completely brick this thing. But I can finally get some playtime in this thing without having to worry about jumping into one and maybe letting my team down or just getting frustrated. Like I always kind of get a little frustrated if I'm trying to do this in the middle of a match because I'm like, man, this thing's just gonna fucking crash and everyone inside is gonna die. So this is a great way to learn how to fly, especially helicopters and jets in any of the game modes by simply doing the server browser and looking for these so that you can do any kind of fun stuff on this thing that I'm locked on. It's not gonna go well for me, Dad. And see, it's fine. See, standard landing regulations, no big deal. This next one's a quick one, but when you are playing support and you have your defibrillators, if you hold down attack, so left click if you are on a PC or right trigger if you're on console, it will charge up the defibrillator. By releasing it on a teammate, you will bring them back to life with more health. When you are in a vehicle, you have the capability to leave that vehicle anytime by simply just pressing the leave vehicle button. But what you'll notice is that can sometimes put you in a really bad spot. And now, let's say I'm getting shot from the very front. I don't want to leave to the side of my car. That's pretty dangerous. So leaving your vehicle is entirely based off of what direction you are facing. If I face backwards and I press the leave vehicle button, I'm now behind the car. If I press forwards, I'm now to the side. If I want to leave to the other side of the car, I press E and there we go. Or conversely, if I want to face that way, there we go. So facing the direction and then exiting the vehicle allows you to exit the vehicle with the direction that you want to be. This is really huge when you are in a tank, in an APC, and you want to pop out in the middle of a firefight and not get killed. Turn backwards to opposite direction of where you're taking fire from, get out, and you will be in safe cover. Another really important tip, if you're just getting started and you have not hit level 12, that is a big portion of this, you can do the initiation breakthrough. You would click this and you'd press start. Now, normally this would go ahead and start in, but I am level 14, so I can no longer do these. The reason you would do this is that it gives you bots, and you're going to play with all the standard rule sets of playing a normal match. You don't have to use any custom servers that will have some sort of like weird rule sets or anything like that. It's all standard, and you play with bots. The point here is those bots, they're not the best in the world. So you can jump into any of these initiation matches and play through like a standard initiation match. But what I'd recommend is using a pistol, because pistols are going to be unanimous across all of your loadouts. And if you level one of these up, you're going to have a pretty decent weapon that you can always fall back on. And at the same time, you can learn the pacing of the game and learn how the maps work, give you a little bit of map knowledge, learning how your individual classes work in less of a high impact setting. Because I feel like if you don't know Battlefield and you jump into it for the first time, you're going to get worked quickly. Even me, who played tons of Battlefields, the first 2 days have been rough because I have not had that, I've not acclimated back into playing Battlefield properly. So I just get beat. So this is a great way to jump into the game and learn how to play, as well as getting a really good high level pistol. So one really important thing I want you to know is to play the objective. It doesn't matter what your kills are. It doesn't matter what your KD is. It doesn't matter how many times that you've gotten like a 3-kill, triple kill rampage. There's no call-ins, right? You're not going to be doing a kill streak. All that matters in Battlefield is the objective. Play the objective. Always try to go for it. Always try to be a medic and resurrect people so that they can actually go for it. Always try to be recon, spot people, find tanks. I mean, yeah, sure, you can make the argument that as recon, your job is to kill people, but it also is your job to use your gadgets. Play the objective, use what your class can do to supplement the team and boost them up. At the same time, let your teammates be teammates. If you got downed, don't just simply bleed out as fast as you can, because your kill tickets contribute to you losing. You've got a bunch of people around you. If they're within 20 meters, just hold down the button, wait for a medic to come revive you. More often than not, it's like an 80-20. 80% of the time, they're going to get you back up. 20% of the time, they're not. But I always stress this. Play the objective and you will enjoy Battlefield. If you run and gun and play it like Call of Duty, unless you're a god tier player, you're going to lose and it's going to really frustrate you and you're going to be like, why the fuck did I even bother playing this game? It was $70. I got rear-ended by EA again. Play the objective, you will have more fun, and you will get in more pitched firefights over insignificant things that you didn't know actually led to winning a match. And on that same note, my last note here, that's a lot of notes, is go slow. Take your time. You don't need to sprint over every little thing. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't played in 2 months since the open beta, right? And then we had the launch of the game, and the first day and a half of me playing Battlefield, I've been going balls out. I'll run, I'll jump over things, I'll forge the gap, just going crazy. And what ends up happening is I end up dying, I end up losing, I end up getting frustrated. I blame a gun, I blame everything else except for the one person who is losing the most, me. You have to just stop playing with blinders on, stop playing run and gun Call of Duty style. The only thing that matters, like I said, is the objective. So take your time, go slow. And if you sprint, people can hear you way better, way faster in this game. If you are sprinting, they're going to know that you're coming around the corner. They're going to have a shotgun. They're just going to put it to your face. If you go slow, you just walk at a normal pace. You don't have to crouch. You don't have to stealth. Just take your time. Watch your corners. Look up, look down. Those are the big things. There's a large Z axis in this game, meaning that there's a lot of room above you as well as below you if you are above. So make sure you are looking in those directions. I can't tell you the amount of times I just get killed by someone who's above me, and not even like significantly above me, just above me a little bit, because I was sprinting around like a buffoon using my SMG in an open street. So that's my point. Take your time, realize what you're using, right? If you're using an SMG and you're in an open street, you're probably not going to be that effective even if you see an enemy past 20 meters. So be able to duck into cover, watch your own back, always keep cover to your back, things like that. The typical things that you should be doing, make sure you do them. The faster you go, the faster you die, the more you get frustrated. And at that, it brings our video here to a close. So we covered a lot of different things that should help give you a better understanding of how to access a lot of the features that the game doesn't maybe outright tell you, or this will help you get a better start to a lot of the different aspects or the different mechanics of the game. Really, honestly, it's a first-person shooter. You dive in, you play the guns you want, you play the characters you want. Don't look at anything on the internet that says, this is the meta, only play with these guns, only play with these classes. Fuck that. You paid $70 for this game. And I guess that's the biggest tip here. Enjoy this game however the hell you want to. Play with whatever you want. Everything is pretty much balanced within a certain acceptable rate. You're not playing some MLG level of first-person shooter. And if you are, you know what? You're going to worry about those things. But I think the majority of us that are playing Battlefield, we want to jump on with some friends, get crazy, blow up in a helicopter, completely brick a tank into a side of a wall, or just like hold valiantly a point for a little bit of time. So enjoy yourself, play all the things that are accessible to you, and see what works best for you and your playstyle. Maybe I tell you that the M4A3, whatever the hell, carbine is really good, but it just doesn't vibe with the way that you play. As always, play the way you want. But if you have any other tips that are good for beginners, go ahead and let it be known in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.